Students, myself Mr. V.D. Jadhav, working as assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry, KTHM College, Nasik 2. Students, in the previous lecture, we discussed limit of detection LOD, spectroscopic methods, chromatographic methods, and related techniques, receptor binding assay, limit of quantitation, that is LOQ, and sensitivity, etc. In the today lecture, we will see most important point, that is ruggedness and robustness, and also analyte stability in the sample matrix. Ruggedness and robustness is most important in validation process. There is a certain lack of uniformity and certainly a degree of confusion in the literature and in the various compendia and regulatory guidelines regarding the definition of ruggedness and robustness. Whereas in some circles, the ruggedness and robustness are synonyms. The USP defines ruggedness as the degree of reproducibility of test results obtained by the analysis of the same samples under a variety of normal test conditions such as different laboratories, different analysts, different instruments, different reagent slots, different elapsed assay times, different assay temperatures, different days, etc. Ruggedness is normally expressed as the lack of influence on test result of operational and environmental variables of the analytical method. Ruggedness is a measure of reproducibility of test results under normal expected operational conditions from laboratory to laboratory and from analyst to analyst. In the USP, the robustness of an analytical procedure is defined as a measure of its capacity to remain unaffected by small but deliberate variations in method parameters and provides an indication of its reliability in normal uses. On to indicate that assay ruggedness should be determined by analysis of aliquot of homogeneous lots in different laboratories by different analysts using operational and environmental conditions that may differ but are still within the specified parameters of the assay. The degree of reproducibility of test result is then determined as a function of the assay variables. This reproducibility may be compared to the precision of the assay under normal conditions to obtain a measure of ruggedness of the analytical method. The detailed definition of ruggedness and robustness described in the USP, that is United States Pharmacopoeia, are in contrast to the guideline on validation of analytical procedure for pharmaceutical published in 1994 by the International Conference on Harmonization, that is ICH, which defines the robustness of an assay. a measure of its capacity to remain unaffected by small, deliberate variations in method parameters and provides an indication of reliability during normal uses. No specific mention is made in the ICH guideline to assay ruggedness, which is alluded to in the definition of precision. Re- Repeatability expresses the precision under the same condition over a short period of time. Repeatability is also termed inter-assay precision. Intermediate precision expresses within laboratory variations, different dates, different analysts, different equipment, etc. Reproducibility expresses the precision between laboratories collaborative studies, that is collaborative studies. Notwithstanding the present ambiguity of definitions, it is convenient to apply the term assay ruggedness to the variations or errors in assay results arising from different operation conditions and to apply the term assay robustness to the case to the ease with which the critical parameters of the assay may be reproduced. It also follows that the ruggedness of an assay is influenced by its robustness. For example, an liquid chromatography assay demonstrating very good precision in one laboratory might yield very poor precision in second laboratory. If the separation obtained by the analyst in the second laboratory gave very tail peaks, such an example of robustness in liquid chromatography assays are commonplace because of the number of environmental and operational factors that can affect the reproducibility of the desired separation. Degradation of chromatography column is a common cause of assay deterioration and lack of robustness. Thus, any chromatographic method should include a description of column washing and storage condition as well as the inclusion of appropriate system suitability test, that is SSTs, for the determination of column performance. In addition, the biggest cause of poor interlaboratory reproducibility of chromatographic separation is large batch-to-batch variability of chromatography columns. An additional problem is the difference in the chromatographic performance of stationary phase purported to have the same chemical composition. Thus, during method development, the influence of different columns, even from the same manufacturer, should be examined and the effect clearly described in any published report. Other factors that will affect the reproducibility of separation include the effect of mobile phase composition and temperature, the need to document the sensitivity of an assay to small changes in environmental and operational condition is particularly important if that method is submitted in support of a new drug application, that is NDA. In 1986, Xianin described example of problem encountered by scientists at the FDA in attempt to reproduce liquid chromatography methods submitted in support of various NDAs. This problem included inadequate column specification. Separation could not be reproduced using column specified. Next, variation in the mobile phase. Separation was very sensitive to small changes in mobile phase composition, that is organic modifier. Next, inadequate method development. Separation on column described in method was poor. Other columns tried by FDA laboratories were more suitable. Next, column deterioration, that is resolution of critical peaks. Pairs degraded within a few hours after initiation of assay. And last is lack of samples, that is authenticated samples of related compound not supplied. The degree of ruggedness and robustness of a particular analytical method will depend largely on the intended applications. For example, the degree of ruggedness and robustness needed for an assay of very limited application to study a new chemical entity in the very early stages of development is much less than would be required to control the quality of marketed product being manufactured at several different locations throughout the world. In the first case, it may only be necessary to examine the effect of changing the chromatography column and making small changes in mobile phase composition on the resolution of the critical pair of peaks in the chromatogram. In the second case, an extensive multi-laboratory collaborative study would be required. The Canadian guideline of assay validation define three levels of ruggedness testing depending on the anticipated future application of new method. Table 2.2. This is according to Canadian guideline of ruggedness testing. However, it should be noted that the Canadian guidelines do not distinguish between the ruggedness and robustness of analytical methods, as well as defining the types of tests to be conducted. The description of ruggedness testing in the Canadian guideline indicate that the means obtained in inter-analyst or inter-laboratory studies should be within 1% and 2% for new materials and finished formulations, respectively. However, the acceptance criteria described in the Canadian guidelines do not consider the precision of the method used, and an alternative approach is to set the acceptance criteria for the qualification of additional laboratories using an appropriate statistical approach, such as that described in Westlake. In 1977, Horwich show that for well-behaved analytical methods, the between laboratory RSD, that is relative standard deviation, is approximately related to the fraction of analyte in the sample, that is FA, figure 2.24, by the empirical expression. This is figure 2.24. Horwich trumpet relating interlaboratory RSD values to analyte concentration. Fraction of analyte in the sample. This FA is the analyte concentration. Fraction of analyte in the sample. This is RSD, relative standard deviation, in percentage versus FA. RSD is nearly equal to Q into E raised to 1 minus 0.5 log of F of A, where the pre-exponential constant Q has a value of 2 for the analysis of trace substance in food. Using a value of Q is equal to 2, predict that the between laboratory RSD range between 2 and 4% for tablet, in which a range from 0.01 for a tablet weighing 100 mg and containing 1 mg of active substance and 1 for a directly compressed tablet. Horwich has also shown that equation 2.65 is valid down to concentration as low as Fa is equal to 10 to 9 1 ppb part per billion for the analysis of trace substances such as aflatoxins in food. Figure 2.24 predict that the between laboratory RSDs for analysis of substances present at 1 ppb should be approximately 50%. This figure 2.24. Here Q is pre-exponential constant and value of Q is 2 for analysis of trace substances in food. Relative standard deviation in percentage versus FA. FA is fraction of analyte in the sample. This is Horwich trumpet relating interlaboratory RSD values to analyte concentration. This table 2.2, that is summary of Canadian guideline on ruggedness testing. This is application, description, types of data collected. Level 1, all methods. Verification of the basic insensitivity of the method to minor changes in environmental and operational conditions. Demonstration of the reproducibility by a second analyst. Types of data collected, stability of test solutions, effect of extraction time on a recovery chromatographic method, column from same manufacturer for liquid chromatography, small mobile phase changes greater than 5% changes in modifier concentration For gas chromatography, small changes in flow rate and temperature. Next, level 2, methods to be applied at multiple locations or multiple laboratories in a single location. As level 1, plus verification of the effect of more severe changes in condition that might arise from transfer of method to second laboratory. Types of data collected, documentation of the effect of changing equipment, for example, chromatography column manufacturer, detector, injector, extraction equipment, data systems. Level 3, methods to be applied at multiple locations or multiple laboratories in a single location using a variety of equipment. Full collaborative study as for level 2 but involving multiple laboratories. This is summary of Canadian guideline on ruggedness testing. In practice, the interlaboratory RSDs for pharmaceutical dosage form analysis are generally in the range 1.0 to 2.5 percentage FA, that is FA means I already told that is fraction of analyte in the sample 0.01 to 1.0. Between day RSD value of between 5 and 15 percentage as a typical for the analysis of drug in biological fluid at concentration between 1 picogram per ml and 10 picogram per ml. Thus, it would appear that a value of Q is equal to 1.5 may be more appropriate to describe the relationship between the interlaboratory RSDs for the analysis of drugs in biological samples and dosage form. Considering the wide variety of analyte matrices and analytical methods, it is surprising that such a simple relationship may be used to describe precision and concentration. However, Hall and Selinger have provided the statistical justification for this relationship. Equation 2.65, which they describe as the Horwitz trumpet because of its shape. This next last point is analyte stability in the sample matrix. The validation protocol should always include an investigation of the chemical and physical stability of the analyte or analytes of interest in the sample matrix. as well as the stability of all key component and reagent including chromatography columns. This is particularly critical if the method is to be automated because a significant period of time may elapse between the time of preparation of test samples and standards and the time when they are actually measured. Where possible, the stability of analytes and key component should be determined early in the development process and the method modified accordingly. Studies to determine the stability of the analyte of yes of interest should be conducted to replicate as closely as possible the actual in use conditions and the storage period should exceed the expected period of use. This is particularly important for biological samples which may be stored frozen for several months prior to analysis. For samples stored frozen, the stability study should include at least two freeze thaw cycles. The criteria for the definition of stability should be clearly defined. Suitable criteria for the stability of active substances include no statistically significant decrease in concentration and the absence of additional impurities over the maximum storage period of the sample and the standards. The criteria for the stability of related compound expected to be present in trace amount greater than 1% can be less restrictive. For example, the time for 10% degradation. However, metabolites and biotransformation products expected to be present at pharmacologically relevant concentrations should be treated in the same manner as the parent compound. Storage conditions and shelf life should be defined if any degradation of the analyte of interest is observed. Unstable reagent and key component of the assay should also be labeled with appropriate expiration dates and storage conditions. This is all analyte stability in the sample matrix. Student, in this lecture we see very important parameter in method validation, that is ruggedness and robustness, and also analyte stability in the sample matrix. Both these point in the view of method validation is very important. If any doubt or any difficulty, ask on the regular Google Meet. Thank you.